What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, Dale? What's going on? Hey, Demi. Hey, Faith. What's going on? What's going on? I'm sure not many people gonna be up in here today. I know the people probably out there getting them some good barbecue and things. Hey, Aunt Natty. Happy 4th. Hey, girl. What's the tea? What's going on? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Listen, baby. The foolishness that I just witnessed over there on Tasha K's uh interview is bizarre. I just, oh my god, I got so many thoughts. I got so many thoughts. I got so many thoughts. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. What's going on, everybody? Give me just a second. I need to do something really quick. While I'm doing that, I am gonna speak so we can get on into the. Tell me how I knew the lawsuits were about to come for Cassie. Listen, what's going on, Lillian? How are you, Mama Beast? What's going on, Miss Monet? Hey, Precious Jewel. Let me do something really quick, and then we're gonna get into it. Okay. Child, but let me tell y'all something he just said. Well, first of all, let me say this. Everything that I'm getting ready to say is alleged. Okay, it's what that man said over yonder on Tasha K page. Okay. I don't really want no stuff with the people. Okay. I'm just trying to tell y'all because I ain't saying. Didn't. But baby, that man had said that Diddy had scooted his butt up to him while he was eating Cassie out. I was like, oh my god, what? Now listen, I'ma just say this. This is what listen, listen. Keep it cute, y'all, cause my God, today this was a lie. This was a lie. This was a lie. I should be doing like a little after dark live. But listen, I have a little time, and so I was like, okay, let's go ahead and get it out of the way. Cause this is crazy. This is crazy. Okay, I had to update some stuff. Yes, sued. What's going on, Melanin Beauty? What's going on, Miss Major? What's going on, everybody? Please make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you are here. I thought that you all would definitely be celebrating, the holiday. But since you're here, double tap the screen. It means a lot to me. All right. Listen. Not only did this guy sue, but he is also making his rounds as far as doing interviews. After the trial, we have heard from at least 3 escorts. One of them, the Mr. Freezer man, the one who said that he can't really get the thinking anymore or as often. So he spoke out first, and he said his testimony helped Diddy get off or get acquitted for the RICO, okay, and the sex trafficking charges. So I thought that was very, very interesting. I really did. Because I was wondering why the Mr. Freezer Man was talking, but he's been doing interviews since he's gotten off the stand. So, okay. Now, I know y'all lying to me. 12 likes? 12 likes? Oh, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. 12 likes? All you have to do is double tap the screen. I know you guys are not that lit for the holiday. Like, come on. Hit the like button. Hit that like button, please. please hit that like button and don't play with me. Thank you guys. I really do appreciate you. All right. Yes, I nettaballs people when they don't hit the like button because it's very easy to hit the like button because all you have to do is double tap the screen. That'll give you a set of balls for today. Okay. Please hit the like button. Thank you. And all right, let's keep going. So then we heard from the man who was over there with our mom, and he did an interview talking about, you know, his experience with Cassie and his experience with Diddy and all of these things, right? Now, I really don't really, I'm going to give y'all my honest opinion because I do feel like we being bamboozled and hoodwinked, and I'll tell you why. Okay? I'll tell you why. There's definitely a lot of bush watchers. Oh Lord, I can't get it out. So we are going to talk about the interview with Tasha K. I'm going to play the audio of him on his video where he came out. Now, y'all, the reason why I ain't going to put that man on this screen is because I haven't eaten yet. And yeah, like I just kind of want to keep my appetite. You know what I'm saying? And I would want the same for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really know if y'all done ate y'all 4th of July dinner or not. But I don't really want to hurt y'all's stomachs and stuff. Okay? Because baby, it's something to see. And baby, listen, we're not even here for the trolls because y'all already know what y'all can do. You can kiss my ass. Okay? Listen, you can kiss the blackest part of it. You come up in here, you get to get a little tongue lashing. Okay? Don't keep it cute. Keep it cute. Keep it cute. All right. So he was posted on social media because he came out and he had some things to say. And then also we're going to talk about the alternate jurors with. All right. Okay, I appreciate it. All right. So let's get into it. Wait, why does that keep happening? Okay, I know I saved it. And wait, let me make sure. Okay. Were there any witnesses that made you think right now? Wait, I thought why ain't the video? Wait a minute. Okay, I know where I can find it. Hold on. Were there any witnesses that made you think, I don't believe this? There was one. And John, and perhaps you can kiss my ass, bitch, you here. That's what you can do, John. Perhaps that's what you can do. Y'all be rich coming up in here trying to tell somebody what they can do, but you be in here coming. That is dumb. That is so dumb. That is so dumb. Thank you for celebrating your membership, K Calloway. Oh, ushers, I got y'all. I got y'all. I got y'all. I know. I got y'all. I know. I got you. You don't gotta say nothing. I got you. All right. So this is the male escort. What's this man's name? Clyde. y'all know. Let me quit because I'll make up a name for him. But it's something with I don't know. Anyway, let's get into his TikTok post, and then I have notes on his interview with Tasha K.
I am Dave, the man who has just sued Cassandra Ventura for damages involved in the Sean Combs sex trafficking trial. And I'm looking through social media and I see a lot of the women out there, particularly black women like myself, who choose to victim shame me and try to do everything they can to discredit me, because the truth is that the loss of the Sean Combs trial was a loss to the Me Too movement and to hating women like the women who are trying to insult me. So let me tell you something, you women out there who would like to insult me. This is my story. I was paid by CASSIE, Cassandra Ventura, for 8 years to be her male provider. I didn't have to be the best looking guy. I was the best in bed. And because I was the best in bed, guess what? I was given this arrangement. I was coerced. I was drugged. I was manipulated with promises of money and gifts for over a period of 8 years to continue to be this woman's provider at her expense and at the expense of Diddy. Now, at the time, legally, I didn't know my rights as well as I do now. I didn't create this conflict with Cassandra Ventura. She created it with me. She's the one who decided to bring up things that happened over 10 to 15 years ago to hold Sean Combs accountable for what was a partial truth. She's the person who introduced me to the U.S. Attorney's Office. She's the person who told the U.S. Attorney's Office about our relationship. So in essence, those out there who want to hate on me, who want to say that I'm attacking CASSIE, you should realize the truth. That Cassandra Ventura, your idol, did this to herself. She exposed herself to liability when she got on the stand and decided to mention me as the male escort who was with her when she overdosed and Diddy made her have sex with him. That was a lie, people. CASSIE had just woke up from sleeping 8 hours. Myself and Sean Combs were exhausted. We wanted to go home. CASSIE's the one who forced that sexual encounter. People, she tells you that Sean Combs made her have sex on her menstrual cycle. I can't speak for anyone else but myself. But I know the one time that did happen, that Sean Combs was not responsible for that CASSIE, in a drunken, intoxicated, hormonally imbalanced state due to her period, manipulated and forced herself on me during her menstrual cycle. And what I mean by that is I had no knowledge she was on her menstrual cycle because the room was completely dark. She manipulated the room. She manipulated the environment to get what she wanted, and then she totally got up like I was the one who should have been grateful. You're on your period. That's disgusting, and I deserved more respect than that. As a man, if I had laid down with a woman and forced myself on her and orgasmed in her and she got up and it was leaking out of her, guess what? I would have raped her. So by statute, by case law definition, Cassandra Ventura sexually assaulted me. I'm not looking to destroy CASSIE. I've given CASSIE more than a year to settle this before things got out of control. The problem is she's being supported by women like you who choose to attack male victims instead of accept the truth, which is that a woman could have lied to get revenge on the ex-boyfriend who broke her heart and hurt her. It happens, people. They say hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, and that's true. If you hurt some women, they will do everything in their power. If you hurt some men, they'll do everything in their power to hurt you. But I want to end this by saying this. CASSIE did this to herself. They say he who sets out on the course of revenge should dig 2 graves. People, CASSIE dug the grave that is Clayton Howard herself. CASSIE got on the stand trying to destroy Diddy. She should have took her $20-30 million and walked into the sunset, people. She should have never gotten on the stand and created further liability for herself by telling more of the lie that she created to get this man sent to prison for his life. She made a mistake when she got on the stand, people. She made a mistake when she got on the stand and lied about the events with Clayton Howard. Clayton Howard is a victim of Cassandra Ventura. Clayton Howard didn't ask to be in a relationship with Cassandra Ventura while she was sleeping with numerous men per week. I get it. You all think I was a nasty male prostitute sleeping with women, all different women all the time. It actually didn't work like that. To have certain types of people that can pay you that well, what you really have to do is you have to focus on people who are affluent. And affluent people don't engage in activities like that. So I might have had a client once a month. The truth is I was only a male escort for 2 years. I continued in the profession because CASSIE and Diddy continued to pay me very well. And I was an ex-con. I needed money. I was trapped in a situation. I'll admit that. I didn't know what to do. But does that mean I should be victim shamed? Because the same thing that happened to women all the time happened to me as a man? No. And for those women out there, for you black women who choose to shame me as a black man for telling my truth, you should be ashamed of yourself. That's probably pretty much all I have to say. You will not see me too much in the media. I don't need the public to believe me. I just need a jury of my peers and 12 people to believe me in the court. And thanks to the testimony of CASSIE during the trial of Sean Combs, I have that. Thank you for watching. Stop victim shaming. Thank you. So good morning.
Let me just say this. My God, today you are. Oh, I gotta go get a lemon and squeeze some lemon juice in my mouth. My God, today. God damn. Oh, oh, my Lord. Mm, Jesus. I look down at that phone and my God, today. Mm. Ooh, I ain't never seen nothing like it. All right, y'all. So, okay, I have so many thoughts. I have so many thoughts. What are y'all thinking? What are y'all thinking? I really want to know. What are you guys thinking? Because I have lots and lots of thoughts. Lots and lots of thoughts. Clayton Howard is his name. Clayton Howard is his name. So I first want to say this. I don't really understand what part of okay, let me say this. He is not aware of wait a minute. Wait a minute. What's up, Uncle Jay? Based off evidence, Cassie was a co-conspirator. Uh, I don't know that. We've been throwing that up in the air. I'll say allegedly behind that. Okay, wait a minute. I don't see Demi what you said. Wasn't he an ex worker? Yeah. Besides that, I don't see nothing. Go read above what I think. I don't know if that's supposed to be like a key. It's supposed to be like because I don't see nothing. I think he knew what he was doing. He is a male prostitute. Okay. The charges Diddy got found for Cassie was clearly a co-conspirator. Okay. I don't know. I mean, she was the main witness. She was a victim. I don't know that is the case, but okay. Um, Based on legal definition, if Cassie is a victim, he is a victim. Okay. I am stunned. This ninja right here. Okay. He wasn't called to testify because Cassie was given immunity. That's what I said, Chef, meaning he male prostitute. So you get what you get. Okay. Wait, what happened to no perfect victim? Who's saying anything yet? I ain't even gave my thoughts yet. Jesus. Oh, you must be talking to the chat because I ain't even said nothing yet. I mean, Cassie brought him into the mix. All of this time, he's been silent, and if Cassie is a victim, so is he. To be honest, okay. Um, what's going on, Miss Peggy? Why no hostility towards Diddy? Okay, listen. This is why I say I have lots of thoughts. I have lots and lots of thoughts. I'm not sure about. I really wish I had this lawsuit because I'm not sure about this baby. And again, how you know it was yours? Now that I do have some more questions on, and I did listen to his interview with Tasha K, and Tasha K did not ask him to elaborate on that in any form to me, because or unless I was late. I don't think I was late because I ran it back. I did have a question about that. Like, how you knew that? How you knew that? How did you know that? That's what I do want to know. He is not a victim in my book. He got paid to do a damn job. He said it himself. Okay. Cassie knew what she was getting into. Everyone been knew how freaky Diddy was. If Diddy was found guilty of everything, he would have sued him. Did he say he was going to stay quiet, but because Cassie called his name? Yes, that is what he said. That's also what the other guy said, that interview with Armand. He said the same thing. He said had he not been brought up, then he would have stayed quiet. Now, as far as the freezing meat man, I don't recall him saying that. I recall him talking a lot. Now, this guy did say he wasn't going to do no more interviews, but he did an interview with Tasha K. Now, he did the interview with Tasha K last week. So this was before the guilty verdict, or before the verdict even came in, that he did his interview with Tasha K. The verdict just came in 2 days ago. The interview with Tasha K is from a week ago because she said it'll go public on the public platform. Listen, I am going to say this. I think, honestly, there is no perfect victim. I will say that. I'm not going to say that I don't have any questions that I feel like need to be elaborated on, because, for instance, he gave a time where Diddy attempted, and this is why I got it in my title. He gave a time where Diddy attempted, he said that Cassie was laying down. Diddy had asked him if he was gay. And he said he went off on Diddy, asked Diddy like, oh, why would you ask me that question? I'm a straight man. I'm banging your girl, every time I get around. Now, mind you, this is in the Tasha K interview, so this all alleged, Shani. So he says that Diddy, he had never seen Diddy perform any sexual acts on Cassie. And he said that day, Cassie opened her legs, got the legs open, honey, and Diddy went into town, right? And he said that he asked him to continue to keep, jacking off. I'm trying to keep it PG because I don't need no trouble over here. But anyway, he said Diddy told him to keep, doing what he was doing or whatever. And so he said that Diddy kept scooting his booty toward him. He said he moved. Diddy did it again. Then Diddy did it again. And then he asked him, what's up? And he asked him, I think he said he went out or something like that. Cassie told him to give him a minute, let him talk. And then he was outside. He said he was already hard. So he was like, he went outside and he was jacking off or whatever. And Cassie came out there laughing. Cassie kissed him and told him, you can come back. I listen. I won't never there. Okay? I won't never there for none of this. I just go based off of what the people saying. Okay? Now, so when I asked Jane was a victim because she was getting paid, she know what she getting into. The chat, Tracy, I want you to stop saying that because I agree with you on Jane. Now the chat, I think most of the chat agreed about Jane. I don't know, maybe you think you getting this mixed up with somebody else's chat. Did we sort of agree on Jane? I feel like the majority of the people did. Okay. I can't remember. I don't think nobody been on you about Jane, because I already feel the way I feel about Jane. That does not change. We all thought Jane was full of ish. Yeah, I know I did. I know I did. I own up to it. I agree with you on Jane. Two things can be true. You can be a working man or woman and a victim at the same time. One does not absolve the other. Okay. I mean, I wasn't there. I can't say that Cassie um I can't say that Cassie told the truth or told some lies. I mean, she's capable of lying just like anybody else is capable of lying. And what I mean by that is, so before anybody come jumping down my throat, okay? What I mean by that is like when people come out and elaborate further on stories, I don't know what's the truth and what's not the truth. Homeboy could be lying, homeboy could be telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just going based off of the information that they give us. Do I feel like Cassie was a victim? Yes, I do. Does that say that this particular situation, that dude was a victim? What was he a victim of, to be exact? Maybe I'll start there. What is he a victim of? To the people who feel like believe like the victim, what is he a victim of per se? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. What a court transcript gonna have what the people saying. So that's what we've been going based off of. We've been covering the trial, so that's what I mean by that. So what is he a victim of? What is he a victim of? He's saying that he's suing because he got a disease from Cassie. He got an STD from Cassie. Let me make sure I get it right. He got an STD from Cassie, and Cassie secretly got rid of a child that was his without his knowledge. And so he's saying that Cassie forced him to have sex with her. So so is he a victim of coercion? Is he a victim of grooming? I really want to know. So can somebody please, like, I'm trying not to come off sounding like I'm trying to be ignorant. I'm really asking a legit question. What exactly is he a victim of? If we're laying down everything, what is he a victim of? Because again, he's saying that Cassie made him do these things, or she baited him into doing this, or coerced him into having sex with her. Okay, and now if we're talking about why she's on her cycle, is that, I mean, because okay, the room was dark. She kind of also testified, if I can remember this correctly, that Diddy still like to see this stuff. And I also am gonna say this, and I'm not saying this as if the man is lying or not. I wasn't there. But to say that when you got around, Cassie never gave you these type of feelings, meaning like she wasn't into it, she wasn't in these things, because what you don't know what the conversation was or what happened prior to you being there either. And I'm just trying to be fair. I'm not saying that doesn't mean that Cassie didn't want it. Clearly, two of the escorts have said that Cassie never gave them that she didn't want it or that she wasn't with it. They did say that. And I'm being fair. I'm being fair. And I'm asking these questions because I want to know. Oh, okay. Thank you, Tracy. The documents are downloading. Yeah, because I just want to know. I just want to know. What's up, Terry? Y'all make sure y'all double tap the screen, hit that like button, honey. The people are here. The numbers keep going up and down, but the people are here. I didn't think nobody was gonna be up in here for the holiday. I'm just because again, when you say trafficking from CA to New York and New York to Florida to SA. So can I also say this too? Just because Cassie set these things up doesn't mean that Diddy didn't want her to. Oh, but then I guess the question would be, why didn't she leave if she really didn't want to do it? Okay, got it. Because I know that's what somebody's gonna ask. But I I just really think that people are blindly not looking at the facts of we don't know specifically what goes on behind closed doors before these people come into the picture. We don't really know what is happening, and that I'm just asking some legit questions. I'm just making some legit points. Like those, we don't know what those conversations were. We don't know what those threats were. We don't know, and I'm not saying that there were threats that were involved. I'm just saying we don't know what happened. We don't. So I'm asking because I don't want to come off ignorant. In my opinion, they both wanted to Diddy and Cassie. Hold on. I do want to see. Wait. Okay. Y'all be creative with words, like sex and like please be creative, y'all. Please, because y'all see how many people is coming in and out. Sincerely blessed. Also, being fair is getting your ass out of my chat and not having shit to say to me. That's what also being fair is. I could see if I wasn't asking no questions. So what we could do is you could shut the fuck up and go and find you somebody else to play with. That's what you can do. Bless that. I told y'all I ain't the one. Don't come in here playing with me. And you had to subscribe ho to say something to me. Find somebody else to play with. Because it is on subscriber only mode. I want y'all coming in here playing with me. All right, let's see. Thank you, Tracy. Factual allegations. Well, let's get into it. How long is this? Oh my God. Okay. Let me wet my whistle. Let me wet my whistle. I want the people don't come in here playing with me. Not today. Y'all have a lot of nerve to tell somebody that they can mind their business, but you in the chat knowing what the thumbnail and the video title is. Make it make sense. Right. Which is why I tread lightly because I wasn't there. Right. That's why I'm saying I wasn't there. I wasn't there. And I'm not trying to discredit nobody's story. I'm not. Y'all got a lot of nerve trying to tell somebody what to do. Hush. Tell your mammy to hush, bitch. Why do people play with me? Hold on. Baby, I was gonna be ignorant. Now play with somebody else. I got a breath here. I'm like, y'all got a lot of nerve coming in here playing with me. All right, so let's get into this lawsuit, honey. Let's get into this lawsuit. All right, now we always start lawsuits off at the factual allegations. Hold on, Tracy, I can pull this up on my computer. Give me just a second, cause I can see it on the big screen instead of reading it on my phone. They gonna learn coming over here playing with me. Okay, let's see. Email. Shout out to Tracy, y'all. Shout out to Tracy. Shout out to Tracy. Listen, if y'all want to bless Tracy for always getting these documents for the people, okay? We appreciate you, Tracy. Y'all say shout out to Tracy for getting us these documents, okay? Please. Shout out to Tracy. Shout out to Tracy. All right. Let me see. Let me scroll down here to factual allegations. All right, here we go. So the guy's name that you guys see on the thumbnail, that is Mr. Howard. Okay. All right. Here we go. Mr. Howard meets Combs and Ventura under fraudulent circumstances. All right. Mr. Howard, Dave, he goes by the name, I guess his what's the name was Dave. Dave met Miss Ventura, Jackie Starr, that's the alias that she went under, Jackie Starr, in late 2009. Miss Ventura, who identified herself as Jackie Starr, invited Mr. Howard, Dave, to the London hotel located in New York City to serve as a male companion and provide her with time and company in the privacy of her hotel room for an agreed upon hourly rate. Miss Ventura attempted to conceal her identity through the use of makeup and a large red wig and a dim light in a room, which created poor visual conditions. Miss Ventura failed to inform Mr. Howard prior to the meeting that another party would be present. Immediately after greeting Mr. Howard, Miss Ventura offered him alcohol and a marijuana cigarette. I don't know, that is so funny to say, a marijuana cigarette. What is a marijuana cigarette? Then instructed him to be, I get it, y'all, I get it. It's just a key to me, okay? Immediately after greeting Mr. Howard, Miss Ventura offered him alcohol and a marijuana cigarette and instructed him to be seated in the living room. The two parties spoke for approximately 30 minutes while becoming familiar and relaxed. After approximately 30 minutes, Miss Ventura asked to see the personal identification of Mr. Howard for safety purposes so that we could know who he really was. Having nothing to hide and wanting to make a woman he assumed alone comfortable, he provided Miss Ventura, Jackie Starr, with his New York State driver's license, revealing his true identity. Miss Ventura informed Mr. Howard of her intentions by standing and requesting that he expose his genitals. Under the influence of the substance provided, Mr. Howard agreed to Miss Ventura's request, and she claimed to be impressed. Now, here's what I will say. Something different from the other escorts. They were saying that they were not presented rugs. I want to be very clear. Do y'all now, if we can break it down like that, I'm not saying that he's not telling the truth, and I'm not saying that something different can happen with each one of them. I'm just saying that could be a observation that the other escorts have said that rugs were not presented for them, but he's saying that they were provided for him. So that's interesting. But I just wanted to point that out. All right. Yes, please double tap the screen. It don't cost you a thing. Miss Ventura then informed Mr. Howard that they were not alone and that her husband was upstairs, but assured him that the situation was acceptable because her husband had consented to her having a male companion visit to see where things might lead. Ms. Ventura explained that she and her husband were participants in the lifestyle, quotations, and that her husband preferred to watch her be pleasured by men with larger male reproductive organs. In other words, y'all get it. Larger wing whackers. All right. No, I don't think I like that. Large Peter whackers. Okay. Hey, Demetria. Hey, Monica. Hey, everybody. Hey, Alec. Hey, y'all. Hey, Miss Major. Shout out to everybody. Hey, Ajoy. I'll see y'all. All right. Ms. Ventura stated that she preferred men with darker complexions, complimenting Mr. Howard's complexion before excusing herself to retrieve her husband so that activities could begin. Ms. Ventura retrieved Mr. Combs, whom she introduced as her husband, and presented Mr. Howard under the alias Frank. Mr. Combs greeted Mr. Howard with indifference, then retrieved baby oil and Astroglide lubricant, both of which had been positioned on a platter on the center table. Mr. Combs then retreated to a darkened corner of the room where poor lighting made it difficult to observe his movements clearly. Mr. Howard was instructed not to address Mr. Combs, Frank, directly, to speak with only Miss Ventura. Again, let me reserve my opinion because this was the first time this was the first time, okay? This was the first time. 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 All right. I know y'all probably like, wait a minute, the live stuck or what's going on? All right, sorry. Mr. Combs concealed his identity by wearing a baseball cap pulled low over his eyebrows and a cloth tied around his nose and mouth, which, of course, you could not see his facial features and made him unrecognizable. Thank y'all. This was the first time. When Mr. Combs did speak, it was to inquire whether Miss Ventura was acceptable or if she needed anything. Mr. Combs provided directions to both Mr. Howard and Miss Ventura, regulating the pace of their physical contact, as will be further explained in further paragraphs. The first encounter served as plaintiff's initial education into what would have been required of him by the defendants. With, oh, you know what? Hold on. What page is this? This is page 12. Give me 1 second. The defendants. I'm sorry. The defendants. So they are suing Sean Combs, CASSIE Ventura, Bad Boy Records, Epic Records, Combs Enterprises LLC, Beverly Hills Hotel Corporation, and Doe Corporations 1 through 10. Now, sir, I really thought this was just to CASSIE and DIDDY. And as hard as, and I do want to say this, and I'm just being honest, as hard as he's going in on CASSIE, you would assume that CASSIE was the only person that he was actually suing. Because most of what you're saying is you're referring to CASSIE. Like, you're not really referring to DIDDY in any of that, which I find interesting because it tells me that you think that he had some sort of say-so over what she was doing. That's what that tells me, or otherwise you would have left him out of it and it would have just been straight for CASSIE. Because what you just said in the Tasha K interview was CASSIE need to be held accountable for her own stuff. Why you just didn't sue her by herself? You suing the hotel. What the hell you suing the hotel for? Combs Enterprises LLC. Again, I'm quite sure that his attorney probably told him to sue all of these people so that he can, get the coin. But okay. But you know what? Let me reserve further of what I'm thinking. I'm just saying. The way he going out here on the limb, it's like CASSIE. But you're not just suing CASSIE. Anyway, I get it. Somebody gonna say, well, that's what you're supposed to do. I get it. You ain't got to tell me. All right, moving on. Mr. Combs, okay, I already read that. He did. Okay, the first encounter serves as plaintiff's initial education into what would be required of him by defendants, with all subsequent encounters following a identical structure that forms the basis for the description of all encounters described hereafter within this complaint. During each encounter, Mr. Howard had an autonomy that he was required to follow. I think that's how you say that word. But anyway, that he was required to follow orders and was expected not to disobey. Okay, so you okay, let me just keep going. Keep going. Shut up. Keep going. Financial compensation was used as a form of demon give me a second. Hold on. Hold on. You know, I'll figure out the word. I'll figure out the word before I look like a fool. What's going on, Bama girl? How are you? Child, let me make sure. And it's probably going to be something very simple, y'all. But, hey, whatever.
Dominance.
Dominance, girl. Don't do that, Terry. Once Mr. Howard was committed to any activity within the encounter, Mr. Howard was instructed by Miss Ventura to remove all clothing upon entry into the suite and to surrender his clothing and phones to Miss Ventura. Mr. Howard's cell phone was turned off and surrendered with his clothing to Miss Ventura, which prevented him from leaving by choice without compromising his safety. Each suite required keys to access the floors and had no access to the stairwell without triggering alarms, making escape difficult. Mr. Howard was instructed by Miss Ventura to apply baby oil to his nude body. I just want to tell y'all what he said in that Tasha K interview. He may say it in this lawsuit. That man said that, and I ain't trying to get vulgar or nothing, but he said that the baby oil made Cassie loose. And he could never get no orgasm because of that. I'm just telling y'all what he said. I'm sorry, I'm just telling y'all what he said. All right. Mr. Howard applied the baby oil to his hand and began to distribute it evenly. Miss Ventura would use her own bottle to saturate Mr. Howard's chest, abdomen, and arms with oil before stepping closer and attempting to apply it evenly on her own self. I thought so too, Terry. Miss Ventura often sprayed Mr. Howard with oil during applications to make distribution over his skin easier. Child, the defendant structured these encounters into 4 phases. Not 4 phases. Okay, y'all, and again, this is my first time reading this lawsuit, so y'all bear with me. But 1, no touch. 2, soft foreplay. 3, fellatio. And 4, intercourse, which were directed by Mr. Combs for purposes of controlling Miss Ventura's arousal and timing of climax. Please keep that in mind, y'all. Please keep that in mind. During these phases, Mr. Howard had no input or ability to offer suggestions and was simply expected to comply. Through the use of manipulation and financial coercion, okay, Mr. Howard would remain in these phases for hours, which each individual stage lasted over an hour. Miss Ventura controlled the start of the activity and would seek Mr. Combs' permission regarding when she could progress to the next stage. Sir, this again just goes back to the fact that you keep blaming this on Cassie. And again, I'm going to keep reading, but it even sounds like for yourself, you knew what Diddy was doing. Okay, anyway, let me keep reading. Let me keep reading. Let me keep reading. If Mr. Combs was not ready, he would refuse permission, but he often granted Miss Ventura permission to masturbate if she requested. Once the activity began, Mr. Combs controlled its progression and pace, seeking to control Miss Ventura's desire while pleasuring himself rather than directly participating. These prolonged masturbation sessions frequently caused skin tears and scabs on Mr. Howard's penis, causing him severe pain and scarring. While Mr. Howard stood covered in baby oil, Miss Ventura and Mr. Combs would masturbate while watching him, which gave him a consistent feeling of uneasiness and uncertainty. While Mr. Howard was ordered to stand nude, both defendants would pleasure themselves to the point of climax. Both defendants would be intoxicated using substances and alcohol to alter their moods and keep them awake. Some of these substances were scheduled narcotics, scheduled narcotics. Okay, I don't know what that other thing is, including opioids and you know the specific. Okay, y'all know ecstasy and all of the Molly and all of the marijuana, all those. Okay, anyway. Miss Ventura in the early and middle years was extremely physical with Mr. Howard and would orally pleasure him for periods exceeding 1 hour at a time. Dehydrated from rugs and lack of water and consistent engaging in oral X, Miss Ventura would often perform oral X until she had to stop when her jaw became sore from prolonging the activity. When intercourse would occur, Miss Ventura's arousal would be heightened that she would often beg Mr. Combs to allow her to engage. Mr. Combs would Mr. Howard was directed to engage in actual contact with Miss Ventura until she climaxed and was only allowed to stop once Miss Ventura climaxed or once she reached her climax. Once Mr. Combs consented to actual contact with Miss Ventura, controlling the degree of intimacy, including kissing and the intensity of kissing and whether she would engage in unprotected sex, as will be described in the later paragraphs. Girl, this is long. Not 1 hour ahead is crazy. Oh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Not you said 1 hour ahead is crazy. Please. Y'all, please double tap the screen. We are here. We have the lawsuit. We are reading it in full. Shout out to Tracy. Well, we are reading this lawsuit in full. So y'all hit that like button for your boy. Also, if you like to bless the catch app or anything in any sort of way, you may and you can, and it is greatly appreciated. Okay. I know that a lot of people are celebrating the 4th of July. Well, I probably will be here until they start popping these fireworks real bad. Then I gotta go. You leaving after 7 minutes? Lord, my Emma mad at me after 10 minutes. Okay. Mr. Howard's direct. Okay, I read that. Once the climax of Miss Ventura occurred, the cycle would be repeated. Once one encounter with Miss Ventura could consist of 15 to 13 individual sessions, each including all 4 stages. The number of sessions also depended on the number of days Mr. Howard would be detained until the defendants were ready to return his phone and his clothing and release him. What? Not he would be detained. Let me read that one more time. The number of sessions also depended on the number of days Mr. Howard would be detained until the defendants were ready to return his phone and clothing and release him. If Mr. Howard attempted to leave, he would be coerced by Miss Ventura into waiting or ignored if he knocked on the suite's master bedroom door, seeking to retrieve his items to leave. Miss Ventura manipulates Mr. Howard into MDMA use and unprotected X. Oh. During the trial testimony of Miss Ventura, Mr. Howard heard her statements regarding Mr. Combs and how she allegedly had been forced to have unprotected X with male entertainers. Miss Ventura claimed to have never wanted such activity and to have only engaged in them as a result of Mr. Combs' abuse and attempts to blackmail her. Although this allegation was substantiated in one instance during the trial, it is not the same in all. It also does not completely substantiate all of Miss Ventura's claims of force and coercion, as every instance is not the same. Mr. Howard confidently asserts that Mr. Combs did not force Miss Ventura to engage in sexual intercourse or encounter after the overdose she experienced while in his presence. It was Miss Ventura who begged for the encounter despite Mr. Combs' repeated attempts to end the night due to her overdose. Mr. Howard confident. Now, I'm just going to say this. It was also said that one of them was throwing up, doing all of the things, and he still wanted to keep going. I'm just saying. I'm just putting that out there as well. But I get it. All of the situations were not the same. I get it. Mr. Howard, okay. Once Mr. Combs, who was observing the actual activity, noticed that there was no condom being used, he stopped the activity and confronted Ms. Ventura about her actions. In response, Ventura lied to Mr. Combs, falsely informing him that she had reviewed Mr. Howard's STD results and had confirmed that he was completely clean. So he's saying that she told him that, but she lied. I also want to say this. The other escorts said that there was only a few times where condoms were provided at request, and that he would feel some type of way about it. Now, the other guy who interviewed with Armand said that there was a time when Diddy, was upset about that. There was also a time where Diddy went to go get one, allegedly, and he threw it. So I'm just kind of pointing that out as well. I'm just kind of comparing what we've heard. I'm just comparing what we've heard. That's a natural thing to do, I believe. Okay. In response, Miss Ventura lied. Okay, I read that. Mr. Howard immediately picked up the lie, interrupted, and told Mr. Combs the truth, which was that Miss Ventura had told him or what she had told him was false. Mr. Howard then provided his actual STD results to Mr. Combs directly from his email. Once unprotected sex began, Mr. Howard would be pressured into continuing it by both parties. Mr. Howard was told that he would be the exclusive partner of Miss Ventura, and it was agreed that he would be compensated in exchange for clean test results and continued service, exceptional service at that. The arrangement was agreed to after Mr. Howard was coerced into participating in an orgy with Miss Ventura and Mr. Combs and another male provider named Daniel Phillips. Child. The goal of the orgy was to determine who could please Miss Ventura the longest without issue, Mr. Howard or Mr. Phillips. The two men were offered substances and expected to perform. Oh, Lord have mercy, help me, Holy Ghost. And I'm just kidding, guys. Because somebody gonna say, "Oh, you're gonna act like you're not freaky and all of these." Somebody gonna say it, so I'm just joking. Expected to perform continuously, taking turns with Miss Ventura, who was eager and a willing participant. This encounter lasted for nearly 2 days before it ended. When Mr. Howard outlasted Mr. Phillip, he was declared the winner. Oh, and the exclusive arrangement was proposed. Rug use was a major component of the encounters during the majority of the meetings. Mr. Howard did not engage in harder rugs for the first 2 years until they were offered to him by Miss Ventura. So let me say this. A lot of people keep saying, "Oh, Cassie took them willingly." It sounds like he took them willingly too. It doesn't sound like he was forced to take them. I'm just saying. I'm just pointing that out. I'm just pointing that out. A lot of people keep saying that. Oh, she was forced these rugs. She was forced these rugs. Or no, she wasn't forced. It was a choice. She took them. She decided to take them. That same thing could be said about him too. I'm just saying. If we're going to say Cassie is a victim, he's a victim, then everything that y'all saying about Cassie can be said about this man too. I'm just saying. Anyway, Mr. Howard, seeking to stay awake in response to repeated requests to satisfy Miss Ventura, began to have difficulty staying awake as more was demanded of him. Miss Ventura offered Mr. Howard ecstasy, claiming it to be light and harmless, and the dosage she would provide. Mr. Howard would later learn from Miss Ventura, that she had tripled his dosage in order to get him freaky, as he recalls, and increase the intensity of the encounter. Well, wouldn't you know that? Anyway, let's keep going. Listen. Again, the same thing that could be said for Cassie could be said for this man too. I mean, since y'all saying it, why everybody on the blogs talking about, I agree with him, Cassie is not innocent. Well, again, the same thing that you saying about Cassie could be said about this man too. It was a choice, right? Okay. Hey, Miss Red. They are all willing participants, in my opinion. Okay. At the same time, you get me drunk, I'll go crazy on my girl for. Okay, Alec, my lord. Okay. Mr. Howard would later learn that Miss Ventura, that she tripled the dosage, believing that the two were in a monogamous relationship since the exit of Mr. Phillip, always receiving clean test results and taking STD tests, and through the drugs, and alcohol, kept having unprotected sex. Mr. Howard impregnated. Now, this is where I find this to be interesting. Y'all, this is where I need clarity. I need clarity. So I'm going to see if I get clarity. All right. Mr. Howard impregnated Miss Ventura, who ultimately decided to get rid of the pregnancy when she was unable to locate Mr. Howard for a period of time. Even after getting rid of the pregnancy, Miss Ventura sought to have unprotected sex during encounters for years after. After reconnecting when separated for almost 8 months, Miss Ventura confessed to Mr. Howard at New York's Park Hotel, G Park Hotel, that she had got rid of a pregnancy that she had created by Mr. Howard. Okay, so he's alleging that Cassie told him that she got rid of a baby that he was the father of. You just said ahead that all of these people she individually had. And again, he's alleging that she told him this thing, but okay. Despite the revelation, Miss Ventura insisted on unprotected sex during every encounter, which had lasted several days as the two reconnected after the separation. It was after his victory in the encounter with Mr. Daniel Phillips that Miss Ventura rugged Mr. Howard with a triple dose of ecstasy and manipulated him into engaging in unprotected sex. Mr. Howard is rugged by Mr. Combs and Miss Ventura. So if Cassie, and I'm just asking if Cassie, anyway, never mind. I'm just going to keep on going. Mr. Howard recalls being rugged by Miss Ventura, who admitted to doing so when asked once Mr. Howard contacted her after the initial incident. Specifically, Mr. Howard was given ecstasy by Miss Ventura after he complained of exhaustion due to the demands placed upon him during the encounters. Instead of providing coffee and an energy drink, Miss Ventura retreated to the bedroom to return with ecstasy pills. Did you ask for some child? Let me wet my whistle. I also want to be clear. He also said in Tasha K's interview that he met her a year or not even a year after. So he met Cassie during the early parts of her and Diddy's doing this stuff. I also want to make that as a point too. So, okay. When Mr. Howard complained about his disdain for the pills, Miss Ventura crushed the pills and put it into a drink she prepared, informing Mr. Howard that she only included a small dosage. Oh my God. Okay. Now wait a minute. You can't be doing that, Cassie, if that's true. But also, what is Mr. Combs doing? Just asking. Having known Miss Ventura for several years at this point, Mr. Howard trusted her and consumed the drink prepared by Miss Ventura. So you consumed the drink after she told you what she put in the drink. Got it. Got it. Just noting these points. Mr. Howard recalls feeling hot and began to sweat uncontrollably within several moments of consumption. When he complained of this to Miss Ventura, her response was a passionate kiss before she aggressively grabbed hold of his penis and placed it in her mouth. Mr. Howard recalls feeling... okay, wait a minute. All right, wait a minute. Mr. Howard recalls never feeling so intoxicated in his life, with the drugs enhancing all of his senses and sexual desires. Okay. Whew. Okay, this is a lot now. He and Miss Ventura began with condoms, but they were removed by Miss Ventura, who quickly rolled off the protection and pleasured unprotected contact while Mr. Howard wait a minute. Jesus. Woo. Wait a minute. This is a lot, honey. Oh, child, I'm trying to be all right, baby. This is a lot. I listen. I should have maybe skimmed through this before. But y'all get my real reaction too. So Mr. Howard and Miss Ventura would engage in the encounter for 2 days while Mr. Combs watched, and on occasions engaged in contact with Miss Ventura. When the parties were all exhausted, Mr. Howard would be given back his belongings and allowed to leave. He was compensated with additional funds due to his condition, caused by dehydration and lack of sleep. Mr. Howard left confused, dehydrated, and disoriented, ultimately pulling his vehicle over and parking on the side of a grocery store. Oh. He woke up hours later, weak and sweating. He was able to get help by calling an Uber, which brought him home to his girlfriend. He spent 3 days recovering from the encounter. After Mr. Howard confronted Miss Ventura during the following encounter, she confessed to rugging him. But I thought she told you what she had done to the drink. Here they go with these damn firecrackers, y'all. I can't take it. I thought she told you what she put in the drink. That's not the same thing, y'all. She did. I thought so. So that's not okay. Maybe it's different because maybe it was said different or something. I don't know. I'm just asking legit questions. Following the confession, he did not accept beverages from her, except 3 times he accepted a drink over the next 5 years. Okay. The final drink led to physical assault on Miss Ventura. Lord help today. Mr. Howard was rugged by Mr. Combs in the Trump property at Columbus Circle in New York City. During the encounter, Mr. Combs offered Mr. Howard a pink substance in a small plastic bag he describes as pink MDA or pink Molly. And per the trial, that is what the pink substance was. Mr. Howard only indulged in rugs with Miss Ventura and was introduced to both the Molly and the ecstasy by Miss Ventura for purposes of enhancing their actual encounters. Mr. Howard's knowledge of the designer rugs was insignificant, and therefore he did not trust the unknown substance at first when offered. Okay, keep that in mind as well. Mr. Combs began to hint at Miss Ventura's instance to indulge, explaining that she may be angry if he did not partake, or that she may be angry. So he said that she would be angry if he would be angry with her if she didn't ask him to listen. Okay, I peep a little bit of it. Mr. Combs had never offered Mr. Howard rugs before to this point, and two, had developed a mutual respect during the years of contact, connected by Miss Ventura. Against his better judgment, Mr. Howard agreed to consume a small dosage, hoping that it would satisfy the demand and end the matter of for the night. Mr. Combs retreated to the master suite, and within minutes, Mr. Howard recalls becoming extremely warm before he began to sweat uncontrollably. He began to have violent spasms. Oh, oh wow. Which curled him over, forcing him to crawl into a nearby bathroom. Now, ooh, child. Ooh. At no time did either Miss Ventura or Mr. Combs exit the master suite. Once in the bathroom, Mr. Howard began to vomit uncontrollably. The pain from his stomach was intense, and he could not stop the sweating, no matter how much he tried, and no matter how much he wiped. The vomiting lasted several minutes until there was nothing left. Mr. Howard lay dizzy and weak on the bathroom floor for several minutes before he regained the strength to stand and approach the door. It was Mr. Combs who came upon the weakened and disoriented Mr. Howard first, noticing the visible change. Mr. Combs inquired about Mr. Howard's condition. Mr. Howard recalls being afraid to confess his condition, but he began to feel so sick that he confessed his condition to Mr. Combs. Mr. Combs examined him briefly and agreed that he did not look good. Mr. Combs turned to enter into the master suite and asked Mr. Howard to wait. Mr. Combs and Miss Ventura exited the suite together. When Miss Ventura asked what was wrong, Mr. Howard informed her what Mr. Combs had given him was responsible. Whew. Miss Ventura asked Mr. Combs what he had given Mr. Howard, and Mr. Combs' response was the pink shit. When Mr. Combs replied that, when Mr. Howard replied that Mr. Combs told him that it was Molly, it was Miss Ventura who informed him of the substance and that it was not Molly. Mr. Howard was given around $1,500 and was released. He managed to exit the hotel and walk over 40 blocks in December conditions, sweating uncontrollably and afraid. Wait a minute. He walked 40 blocks? In December conditions, sweating uncontrollably and afraid. Okay. We're talking about New York in the wintertime. Okay. 40 blocks. 40 city blocks. Okay. Got it. Finally, around Union Square, located in Lower Manhattan, he regained enough of himself to call a friend and ask for help. He was picked up on the side block and taken home to recover. Mr. Combs and Miss Ventura coerced Mr. Howard into X trafficking. Mr. Howard was flown by the special request of Miss Ventura from New York City to Miami, Florida, and to Los Angeles, California, numerous times to entertain Miss Ventura. Miss Ventura would directly call Mr. Howard for encounters and on occasions threaten and pressure Mr. Howard to becoming available. The trafficking began shortly after Mr. Howard's victory over Daniel Phillips, the other male provider whom he had pitted against during a sexathon, as later described by Ms. Ventura. As part of the reward, he began to receive perks like travel and small gifts given to him by Ms. Ventura. Mr. Howard would be contacted and asked if he was available to fly out to a location. In the beginning, it was exciting and flattering to experience such an attractive woman hungry for attention. Now, I have to call you out on this because you said that she stayed with Diddy for these same reasons. I again say the same thing that you're saying about Cassie can be the same thing said about you. I'm just saying, you said that Cassie stayed because of the money. You're saying now that all of the things were flattering, they were exciting, which tells me that you did it because of those things too. Like, bro, okay. Let me just keep on reading. I ain't victim shaming, I'm just saying. Hold on, y'all, come my sugar low. Lord have mercy. Gotta take a quick break, my sugar low. Lord. He said the government did not want him to testify because he would have told the truth about Cassie. Cassie wasn't on trial, unfortunately, though. I mean, for you, unfortunately for you, she wasn't on trial. So you would have been testifying to Diddy. Yep, Tracy, because they're wearing me out. I had to get a, I had to eat something, get my sugar back up. This is a lot. Whew. 2 more seconds, y'all. Let me take another bite. Y'all bear with me because a brother ain't ate all day. And it's 6:01. All right. Ooh. All right. The problem is if she got on the stand and lied, they could call anyone to discredit her testimony. The defense could have called him, right? Why the defense didn't call him? Oh, because he was going for Diddy too. That wouldn't be wise, right? I kind of get it. I get it. Where was I? Okay, let's see. As part of the reward, he began to receive perks like travel and small gifts given to him by Miss Ventura. Mr. Howard would be contacted and asked if he was available to fly out to a location. In the beginning, it was exciting and flattering to experience such an attractive woman hungry for his attention. Okay. Diddy was around too. Got it. You thought it was just y'all three. Got it. Over time, Mr. Howard became aware that this was much more than that. The first instance of trafficking occurred when Mr. Howard was flown from Miami to New York after a call from Miss Ventura. It was cold in New York City, and Miss Ventura um, called on a freezing winter day. Seemed like a gift for Mr. Howard. Oh, a flight was booked using JetBlue, which Miss Ventura paid for, and Mr. Howard was off to Miami. Mr. Howard met the couple at the Manhattan, the Mandarin, a hotel property located in the Miami area. Mr. Howard checked into a suite under the name Frank Black, which was given to him by Miss Ventura during the ride from the airport to the property. During all instances of sex trafficking, Mr. Howard would be presented to a hotel staff as security for Bad Boys Records as Miss Ventura and Mr. Combs. Mr. Howard would spend days servicing Miss Ventura, waiting to be released so that he could return home to his normal life. He was asked to come for one day, but he was not released until 3 days later. Mr. Howard was inconvenienced, but felt intimidated by the lifestyle of the couple, so he endured, hoping to be released sooner than he was. Okay. Okay. Listen, I'm just here to read the lawsuit. I'm just here to read the lawsuit, child. Mr. Howard would be flown to Miami many times, where he was induced into drug use, alcohol consumption, and prolonging unprotected sexual activity with Ms. Ventura. Ms. Ventura repeatedly stated to Mr. Howard how she hated condoms and they irritated her. It was for this reason that she was reluctant to use condoms, or that he was reluctant to use no, she was reluctant to wait. It was for this reason she was reluctant, okay, to use condoms, as she would state that they irritated her and created a smell. It was during, and I will honestly say that he did say in the Tasha K interview that she never smelled. He did say that. So he can't come out here and say that he didn't, because he absolutely did indeed say that in that Tasha K interview, that she never smelled during any encounter with him. That's what he said. It was during an encounter at the Beverly Hills Hotel in Los Angeles when Miss Ventura forced herself on Mr. Howard during her menstrual cycle. As will be explained in later paragraphs, this was not an accident, but a calculated disregard for the plaintiff as a punishment for refusing to comply with Miss Ventura's command to fly into Los Angeles. Wow. Once Mr. Howard was under the control of the defendants, he was given no means to return to his home state without satisfying Ms. Ventura. By use of coercion and fraud, Ms. Ventura would lure Mr. Howard into her to her with promises of gifts and favor to him. Defendant would use Mr. Howard for days as a sex slave, satisfying their own physical and psychological needs. Defendants lacked regard for health and for safety, and for the safety of Mr. Howard. Sir, wait a minute, sir, wait a minute, sir. I do gotta say this one thing. If you knew the first time that Cassie lied about them test results, and you continued to Sir, were you not a part of an escort service? I'm like I said, I have questions. I don't want to be ignorant. I have questions. The first couple of encounters probably gave you sex slave, but you chose to fly and continue to still live that life because of the money or what? I'm just asking a question. That's all I'm doing. I'm just asking questions. Just asking questions. All right. Defendants' lack of regard for the health and the safety of Mr. Howard, as is now known by dozens of men, revealed to be part of the massive deception created by the defendants. Miss Ventura actually assaults Mr. Howard in the Los Angeles Beverly Hills Hotel. Okay, so let's get into this, child. The defendant ex-trafficked Mr. Howard to Los Angeles and arranged to be brought to the Beverly Hills Hotel. Upon arrival, the plaintiff was instructed to wait, but feeling uncomfortable being in a new city in the middle of the night, the plaintiff decided to go outside. Within minutes, he was contacted by Mr. Combs, who instructed him to re-enter the hotel. He was told to inform the employee by the elevator that Mr. Howard worked for Mr. Combs and was expected. A hotel employee once told Mr. Howard, who was an employee of Mr. Combs, and ushered Mr. Howard to the penthouse suite of the Beverly Hills Hotel. Mr. Howard entered the suite to an environment strangely different from the past encounters. No candles were lighting in the rooms, had been custom during every encounter, but this time it wasn't. Okay. Miss Ventura was angry with Mr. Howard. This anger originated from his decision to spend his anniversary with his own partner and not fly to Los Angeles that day at the invitation of Miss Ventura. Through the use of manipulation and physical uh, through the use of manipulation and physical positioning, coupled with the pressure of the presence of Mr. Combs, Miss Ventura forced a actual encounter upon Mr. Howard. Miss Mr. Howard, Mr. Howard, can you come here for a second? I just want to tap on your shoulder. I got a question. Mr. Howard, I got a question. Mr. Howard, if Cassie had been manipulating you and doing all these things, why did you, and again this is just a question, why did you travel? You know, because you were an escort, and I'm just wondering, you had no other clients. Again, I got questions. You had no other clients. You know, it was all Cassie, 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 Cassie. But I'm just asking. You had no other clients. This wasn't a part of the lifestyle, or you're telling me that Cassie was the only person that you ever did this with? I have questions. Do y'all have questions? Do you all have questions? Or maybe you have answers to the questions, but I have questions. Okay. Mm. She seduced him into complying with her, then removed his clothes. Once his clothes was removed, she manipulated him through foreplay into a comprised position on the sofa. Once on the sofa, she began kissing him, attempting to arouse him into participating into sexual activity. Mr. Howard remembers things feeling strange, so he repeatedly asked her to wait. But Miss Ventura ignored him, pinning him with her waist and his hips on the couch. Okay, now we're getting into some things. Miss Ventura took hold of Mr. Howard's penis and quickly inserted it into herself. Okay, wow. The sensation overwhelmed Mr. Howard, causing difficulties when he tried to use his motor functions. Miss Ventura finished quickly, and it was then that Mr. Howard was able to remove her and reach for a nearby light so he could see what was going on. Mr. Howard discovered that Miss Ventura was in oh, she was on her cycle, and it was heavy. Miss Ventura pretended to be surprised, but later revealed that she was aware that she was on her cycle, but didn't think that it would be heavy. Mr. Howard remembers becoming angry and asking why she would have done that to him. Mr. Ventura, they meant Miss Ventura. Miss Ventura, drunk, visibly intoxicated, laughed and informed the plaintiff it wasn't a big deal. An argument ensued, which was cut short by Mr. Combs, who called Miss Ventura into the bedroom after apologizing to Mr. Howard, then asked that he remain calm. When the defendant re-entered into the room, Mr. Combs admitted to Miss Ventura that she was aware but intoxicated and disregarded Mr. Howard's feelings. He provided him with substantial bills and asked him to go into the suite that had been prepared for him to stay in until later on in the day. Now he did in his what's the name? He did in his interview with Tasha K. He did say this. Miss Ventura later apologized. He said that she did apologize. Miss Ventura later apologized for how she had treated Mr. Howard, blaming intoxications and hormones due to her monthly cycle. Miss Ventura, would often order Mr. Howard to masturbate for her visual pleasure. Under the influence of substances, her requests would last hours without consideration of the well-being of Mr. Howard. Okay. I just got a lot of questions, man. Mr. Howard suffered injuries such as tears to his shaft of his penis, which eventually resulted in the skin peeling and scabbing. These injuries were the result of prolonged periods of self-directed masturbation at the order of Miss Ventura. Mr. Howard contracts an STD from Miss Ventura. Miss Ventura's disregard for the health and safety of others while attempting to satisfy the actual fetishes of her lover. Now, you said this in your own lawsuit of her lover. You said this in your own lawsuit. Now, you keep saying it's Miss Ventura. It's Miss Ventura. It's Miss Ventura. You're suing Diddy, but then you turn around and literally say right here, due to her lovers' fetishes. Sir, wait a minute. Sir, you just said in this lawsuit, due to her lovers' fetishes, this is why. Oh my goodness. Okay. Moving on. I know somebody will be saying something crazy to me, so we just move on. I'm just saying, hey Samantha, what's going on? If she gave him an STD and and she knew she had a STD, she should pay. But I don't know anything about how they can prove who gave who what. I can agree with that. I think if she did give a STD, or even if she did, she was wrong. Even if she did um force herself, especially knowing she was on her cycle. Now that shit is wrong, and there's no other way to put it. Like, give give the man the choice on if he decides to do it, because it's some men that don't mind it, but it's some men that find it to be disgusting and gross, and I think you should respect that, given that he's a escort or not. That's just I just feel like that's only right. Right. All right. Okay. Let me get back to the lawsuit. Um, I don't know if I read this. Although, okay, no, I don't think I did. Although Mr. Howard met Miss Ventura as a male companion, he was STD free and rarely had unprotected sexual contact. While engaging in the coercion of Mr. Combs and Miss Ventura, Mr. Howard was in a committed monogamous relationship, which had begun before he met Miss Ventura. Besides his partner, Miss Ventura was the only other actual partner Mr. Howard did not use condoms with. During the time of contraction, Mr. Howard had been semi-retired as a male provider, with Miss Ventura being his last client before he exited completely. He was gainfully employed in a committed relationship with the partner, and he lived with them 7 days a week. Shortly after the encounter, Mr. Howard began to feel a strange sensation when urinating. This quickly worsened, causing him to immediately consult a diagnostic center seeking to have his blood and urine tested. The results are returned with Mr. Howard having contracted chlamydia. Lord have mercy. Several weeks later, when Mr. Howard saw Miss Ventura again, the STD came up in a conversation when Miss Ventura revealed that she had contracted it and politely advised Mr. Howard to get himself checked. Also, blaming the infidelity committed by Mr. Combs for her infection. The reckless conduct of the defendants jeopardized the health and well-being of Mr. Howard. The defendant's lifestyle and activities created the threat of substantial risk, which was minimized to Mr. Howard by the information the defendants withheld. Listen, hey, Twin Flames, what's going on, everybody? Listen, so he's saying that she said that she contracted it and realized she contracted it. She got tested, I guess. She's blaming it on Diddy's infidelity, is how she contracted it. But interesting. Let's keep going. We have more. I think we're almost done, though. Yeah, we almost done with these factual allegations. Or we will be soon. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Over the span of a decade, Mr. Howard became an unwilling witness to various acts of physical DV committed against Miss Ventura. Now, this is interesting. The violence has been abrupted to forced labor and sexual acts of okay, sir, If you're saying you witnessed it, you just said forced labor, and you just okay. Sir, all I'm saying is if you a victim, Cassie a victim too. If Cassie a victim, you a victim too. That's all I'm saying. You going on these platforms saying Cassie not a victim though. But in this lawsuit, that's not really what you're saying. Mr. Howard's reality in fair different from Miss Ventura. He recalls in vivid detail circumstances that differ greatly from what has been reported by Miss Ventura regarding her abuse. Mr. Combs would assault Miss Ventura in response to a variety of different factors. These included jealousy, arrogance, and perceived slights, perceived disrespect, perceived attempts to challenge him, and more. Now, see, this is where I'm finna not like your ass. Because don't none of what you just got through saying give that man the right to hit on her. Okay? Now, this is where you finna piss me off. Okay? Now, I've been asking questions this whole time, but this is where you finna get ready to piss me off. Jealousy, none of that other stuff, unless you getting ready to say that she started some of this stuff or whatever, you're not getting ready to play in my face. You're not getting ready to play in my face. That's what I'm saying too, Samantha. I'm saying the same thing. But we're not gonna do that. Now, that just doesn't make any sense. We're not gonna ever make excuses for a man putting his hands on a woman in that sense. We're not doing that. I'm not gonna never do it. But during no encounter was Miss Ventura ever assaulted for a perceived lack of interest, hesitation, poor performance, or direct refusal of engaging in actual encounters. Well, you don't know what could have happened before you entered into their presence. Mr. Howard recalls Mr. Combs' assault Miss Ventura in NYC after a perceived slight he falsely assumed to be validated. He did so by punching her twice in the chest in the presence of Mr. Howard. See, this is Mr. Howard will witness Mr. Combs grabbing, kicking, and shoving Miss Ventura in response to domestic arguments. And another occasion, Mr. Howard witnessed Mr. Combs assault Miss Ventura for making Mr. Howard a drink, despite being told by Mr. Combs not to. Another, Mr. Combs assaulted Miss Ventura because he assumed Miss Ventura was mocking his penis size when he attempted to bed her immediately after Mr. Howard had finished. The instance of DV and abuse experienced by Mr. Howard traumatized him for years after they occurred. Mr. Howard was made an unwillingness to witness and further victimized by by this powerful couple who totally disregarded him unless they needed his penis. When his penis was needed, he would be coerced, manipulated, and then seduced into rug use and compliance. These acts, I'm finna get ready to go in. I'm sorry, but I'm finna get ready to go in. I said I wasn't gonna go there, but when we talk about that DV, and notice he never said nothing in this lawsuit about Cassie committing it to Diddy first. It was all about acts of doing something. What y'all not gonna do, what you not gonna do is ever play with me and think that if we going back and forth, or we being petty with one another, or we doing crazy stuff with one another, that you think you could just put your hands on me. A lot of y'all operate like that. I don't operate like that. I wish a nigga would. Don't ever play with me like that. Don't none of these reasons that you named give him a right to kick, hit, punch, or do any of that. And y'all sitting up here steady making excuses for a no good nigga like Diddy. Not one time did this man ever say Cassie put her hands on Diddy first. Let's keep going. In mid-December of 2023, agents from the Department of Homeland Security Investigations contacted Mr. Howard regarding his encounter with Mr. Combs and Ms. Ventura, requesting that he come in for an interview. Having no experience in law at the time, Mr. Howard contacted his local criminal attorney, who was also not an expert in federal criminal law. In response, the U.S. Attorney's Office provided counsel to advise and represent Mr. Howard during the interview for legal purposes. Mr. Howard spent the next year and a half as a cooperating government witness for the Southern District of New York. Mr. Howard provided airline payment receipts, boarding passes, dates, and photos of hotels to the government. More importantly, Mr. Howard provided corroborating. Wait a minute. Okay, of illegal activities, corroborating evidence, I guess, of legal activities. Okay, got it. Mr. Howard would corroborate a decade of illegal activity beginning in 2009 and concluding in late 2019. During this time period, Mr. Howard witnessed assaults against Ms. Ventura, drug use and illegal activity, and witnessed. Mr. Howard additionally rugged by both Ms. Ventura and Mr. Combs on two separate occasions. Mr. Howard was the male provider who impregnated Ms. Combs. I'm sorry, not Ms. Combs, Lord have mercy. Who impregnated Ms. Ventura after an encounter in October of 2013. As the interview, hold on, gotta scroll. Okay. As the interview process progressed, Mr. Howard was asked for details as he recalled them. Prosecutor Maureen Comey assisted Mr. Howard in a method of recollection by instructing him during an interview to write down his memories as he recalled them. Due to the length of time that had lapsed since the conclusion of the relationship, Mr. Howard would then use these notes and present them to the prosecutors, who would fact check the dates and locations for evidence that was supported by his allegations. The U.S. attorney was able to establish Mr. Howard's credibility after investigating his claims. The U.S. attorney verified encounters at hotels in NYC, Miami, several in Miami, several in NYC, and Los Angeles. Mr. Howard verified the actual assault allegations within this complaint when he provided supporting travel fare receipts for his departure and arrival flights to Los Angeles the morning that he was assaulted. So he's saying that he was assaulted when, okay, never mind. As the investigation continued, the U.S. attorney became aware of criminality in the actions of Ms. Ventura. Because Ms. Ventura was not the target of the investigation, Mr. Howard's allegations against her were not acted upon. Attorneys provided by the U.S. attorney worked with Mr. Howard for filing a civil action against Mr. Combs and Ms. Ventura. That's interesting. The attorneys argued that allegations against Ms. Ventura would expose her to criminal liability and therefore might damage her credibility as a witness and her public image. Mr. Howard, as the client, directly instructed attorney Tyrone Blackburn to file his action against the defendants before. Girl, you didn't tell me everything the hell I don't know, man. We still out here questioning Tyrone Blackburn's credibility. Okay, I mean, I'm just saying, sir. Now I don't know if we're gonna get to the bottom of it and see if he's still the one that filed this lawsuit. But girl, Tyrone has not had the best year. Tyrone has not had Tyrone. Lord have mercy. Mr. Howard, as the client, directly instructed attorney Tyrone Blackburn to file his action against the defendants before the expiration of the statute made available to adult survivors of sexual assault in New York. Mr. Blackburn began as directed by first contacting attorney Douglas Wigder, seeking to quietly settle litigations with Ms. Ventura and offering her the opportunity to avoid exposure to the allegations once the lawsuit was made public after filing. Instead of Mr. Douglas embracing this opportunity to protect his client's image from allegations he knew to be true, he sought the assistance of the U.S. attorney to dissuade Tyrone Blackburn from filing until after the criminal trial of Sean Diddy Combs. Interesting. The decision, although it protected Ms. Ventura's credibility before the trial, compromised Mr. Howard's legal action within the state of New York. Filing after the trial would mean Mr. Howard would lose his right to action in the state of New York under the applicable statute being used at the time. A calculated and coordinated effort has been made to protect Ms. Ventura from criminal liability that can be established. In protecting Ms. Ventura, the civil rights of Mr. Howard and of other potential victims of Ms. Ventura who may exist are entitled to civil action against her as their offender have been compromised. Ms. Ventura claims to have been forced, but despite her alleged trauma, she willingly and intentionally victimized, manipulated, and harmed others. Mr. Howard is entitled to justice under the same laws that provided justice to Ms. Ventura. Mr. Combs and Ms. Ventura should be held accountable for their actions jointly based on Mr. Howard's verified encounters and personal experiences, and should not be minimized due to the alleged victimhood of Ms. Ventura. Based on the factual allegations presented above, Mr. Howard incorporates all facts as his basis for the causes of this action listed below. Mr. Howard seeks the justice of this court to provide that which has been denied by those who seek to conceal the truth in order to protect false information provided by the defendants. Okay, let's get down here to his prayer of relief, child, because I'm not going to keep reading all of this stuff now, child. We got through the factual allegations. Okay. 7th cause of action, my lord. 8th cause of action, New York Service for Victims of Human Trafficking, violation of New York human rights law. This is what he's suing for, guys. Civil liability for violations of New York penalty law, trafficking, sex trafficking, all defendants. 5th cause is sexual assault pursuant to the California Sexual Abuse Covered by Accountability Act, all defendants. Federal civil remedy for human trafficking, all defendants. Wait, yeah, against all defendants. Civil remedy for human trafficking, all defendants. Criminal remedy of for human trafficking. This is on the Florida statute. All defendants. Ex trafficking under 18 U.S. for all defendants. Okay, so let me keep going. Why I feel like I keep skipping the prayer relief? No, that's 6. 7, 8. Okay, here we go. A compensatory damages in the amount to be proven at trial, including but not limited to past and future medical expenses, past and future lost earnings, and earnings that he could have earned, pain and suffering, emotional distress, and damages, punitive damages to punish defendants, criminal conduct, pre and post judgment interest as provided by law, cost of attorney fees, punitive damages pursuant to federal statutes, or to Florida statutes, not federal statutes, Florida statutes, and such other relief, further relief in that the court deems proper and just. By the way, he filed this lawsuit on the 29th. When did the verdict come in? Again, I think he did this before the verdict came in. The verdict just came in this week. So yeah, the verdict came in on the 2nd. He filed this on the 29th. 29th was last Sunday. So what do you guys think? I feel several ways. I feel like if the things about Cassie, about the about having sex with him, knowing she was on her cycle, I feel like that is ultimately disrespectful. Like I do. As far as like the coercion and all of that, I'm sorry, but I don't necessarily see that. I see that you kept coming around because of the money that was being offered, right? And in the Tasha K interview, he did say that. He did say that he kept coming around because the money was offered. But then this is what I have to say about him. Like I feel like what you want to be true for you, you are taking away from Cassie as well. And I feel like if it's true for you, it's true for Cassie. If it's true for Cassie, it's true for you. Because again, you're saying that, oh, she was never a victim and blase. I mean, again, I think the same thing could be said about you. So I don't necessarily feel like I'm trying to make sure I say this right. I'm not saying that Cassie didn't have no bad experiences with him or where she wasn't doing something she ain't had no business doing. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you coming out here making it sound like Cassie was the whole, like this was all her. But you're also suing Diddy. You're also suing Diddy's companies. You're also suing the London Hotel. Like, I just, and again, I still have additional questions. I don't want no interview with you. That had to be somebody who give a, who want to do it. I wouldn't do it. But I just think, like, just listening to him, reading this lawsuit, I just see a lot of things that I feel like need to be filled in. And I'm not saying that I don't believe him. I'm just saying there's things that need to be filled in. And I also just have the question, because it wasn't like she was ever going to be in a relationship with you like that. So then it makes me wonder why. I do have this question, because they ask it about Cassie. Why did you go back? Why did you stay? Why did you continue? Like, again, I'm just asking. I'm just saying the same things that could be said about Cassie could be said about him too. He was hired, Cassie paid, transported by Cassie. Yes, Diddy paid her back, but she is his Diddy. I get that. I get all of that. I get all of that. I'm not discrediting that. I'm just saying, but this is an ultimate choice. Even after she gave you a disease, you went back. After she had this alleged A word, you still went back. So again, I think you did it for the money. The coin was good, and like I said, he admitted that in this Tasha K interview. But I just have to say that, like, the coin was good. You kept going back. You was steady entertained by what was going on. So I mean, he should have sued Diddy and had Cassie testify on his behalf. I don't know that a jury would look at him as a victim because he is male and the U.S. is still. I don't know. The X trafficking. I mean, if X trafficking is considered what he did and what Diddy was charged of, or what Cassie did and what Diddy was charged of, I get it. Cause I get it. Cassie is the one who laid it out, but I also think that comes into play with the whole Diddy stuff. I feel like when he says she's lying about being doing this and doing that, but you admitted to the same things that Diddy did to you as you being a stranger. Just imagine, he knows her. This is what he wants to do. You even admitted that this was Diddy's fetishes. He said specifically, these are fetishes that her partner want her to do. So it tells me that you get where Cassie is seemingly coming from when it comes to Diddy. Like, I don't know. Again, I ain't trying to say ain't nobody telling the truth. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. I'm just going based off of what you said in the lawsuit, sir. That's it. That's it. That's it. Now, what's going on? Oh, okay. His word against her word. Yeah, I listen. I don't know. We'll see where this lawsuit is gonna go. Oh wait, I wanted to see Clayton Howard. Oh, he's representing himself. So you got rid of Tyrone. He wrote this lawsuit himself, y'all. He represent himself. He represent himself. So that mean, listen, Tyrone, I just know it ain't a good year for you. By the way, this lawsuit did have a trigger warning on it. If it's anything including, actual activity, it's gonna have that. Again, remember, his name is Clayton Howard. He is suing in California, United States District Court, Central District of California. It's Sean Combs, Cassandra Ventura, Bad Boy Records, Epic Records, Epic. Wait. Oh, Epic Records twice. Okay. Anyway, Epic Records, Combs Enterprises LLC, Beverly Hills Hotel, Corp, and Doe Corporations 1 through 10. So I mean, listen. Y'all can sound off in the comments under this video, but girl, I don't. Wait a minute. The lawsuit was actually filed in June of 2025. June the 30th. I did say that. My bad. he he filed it on the 30th. I don't know why I was thinking that said 2024. My bad. He filed it on the 30th, but he wrote this up on the 29th. So, child, got me over that great Jehovah. This is a lot. Listen, if you guys are not subscribed, go ahead and get subscribed because baby, we just hit 16K. We just hit 16K. Shout out to y'all. Y'all be over here rocking with your boy, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it. We just hit that 16K. We just hit 16K. Shout out to us. We did it, Joe. We did it. Hey, we did it. 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 Hey. Okay, anyway. Listen, y'all, I'm gonna go so I can go and make my food. I'm hungry. And because I'm not making any sudden moves tonight, I'm gonna make all moves throughout the weekend. Since I had to work today, I am going to enjoy me some Stella Rosa and find something good to watch. I need to catch up on something, I'm sure. Yes, he is definitely representing himself. He is pro se. He is indeed pro se. It was good. He's still there. He's still there. I'm gonna go this weekend when I can well, early in the morning, I'll put it that way. Early in the morning, but he's all right. He's having some heart and lung issues. So, yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. But I wanted to do this so that I don't be so behind. I do have some pre-recorded videos for y'all tomorrow as well for you guys to enjoy. And I'm really hoping that I can get Divorce Sisters. I can get at least like the first 3 episodes, and then I can worry about the next 2 next week. Be on the lookout. Me and Sheridan should be doing our interview soon. I'm hoping this coming up week at some point. But I'll definitely let you guys know. Let me see what else I got going on. Y'all will start seeing little announcements this week for the tour and stuff like that. So stay on the lookout for that. And that's pretty much it. Your boy is working and making things happen. All right. Shout out to those of you who have subscribed. Shout out to y'all. Did y'all hear me when I said we hit 16K? Or maybe y'all said, child, we don't. Child, okay. Okay, child. Sorry to hear about your different. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Angela. I appreciate that. Centers on Max today. Oh, it just hit Max today? Oh, you know what? I seen that on. Let me see. I seen that on something. Something I seen that on. You know how when you have like deja vu? I guess maybe I'm having deja vu right now or something. I don't know. Anyway, y'all, I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day. Tomorrow is Saturday, even though today does not feel like a Friday. And not only today, but Beyonce in DC, ain't it? Ain't she in DC? The people, I seen a lot of people saying, y'all not gonna Beyonce me to death today. Maybe you already know they're gonna Beyonce you to death today. Thank you, Mama Beast. Thank you, Miss Angela. All right, I'm gonna go. Thank y'all, and y'all have a good evening. Bye.